Hey guys, Anaris here with another edition of Let's Play Deus Ex Human Revolution. The previous video, we did help out Mr. Corella with his little problem with his friend having security footage of him doing something not so legal. We did take care of that for him in what I believe to be the most positive outcome. And continuing on with the side track, or the side questing here, we're going to pick up Motherly Ties, which is another side quest here in Detroit, the first kind of open area in the game. Now, what you do, basically, when you pop out of Seraph Industries, Cassandra Reed, Megan Reed's mother, talks to you and basically tells you that she doesn't really feel the investigation surrounding her daughter's death was handled appropriately. If you remember back, Megan was actually somebody who was a former love interest of our character, Adam Jensen. So this kind of has a special place in his heart, and he takes this on with the intention of hopefully shedding some light on what happened to Megan, basically why the case had so many inconsistencies. And Cassandra has notified us that there was a detective that worked on this that could give some insight into the inner workings of how it was handled. I guess he works part-time as a apartment security guard, so we're going to head over to that apartment complex first and basically talk to him and find out where to go. So let's actually turn this off. That's on. Alright. And we need to go over there. So let's see. Quickest way to do that is to go... think actually behind here is where we need to go. So let's head back down. Actually just finished recording that other video a little while ago that we did with the other side mission, so still kind of fresh in my mind as to where this is. So this is the gun store right back there, and this is where you need to go.
Hello there. Well, you must be Adam Jensen.
A keen observation.
Mrs. Reed told me you might pay me a visit. And don't take this the wrong way, but you're kind of hard to miss.
I'll try to take that as a compliment. She told me you might have information regarding Megan Reed's case and the attack on Seraph headquarters.
Oh boy, what a mess. Total pissing match. We had the feds on our ass, orders from 3 different departments, and pressure from so many lobbyists it felt like being the scrawny new kid in a prison shower.
It is a very high-profile case. Mrs. Reed said you thought some procedures were overlooked.
You got that right. I mean, you know how it is. Mrs. Reed told me you used to be a cop. There's always cases where you see the lazy officers taking shortcuts. But this was different.
Different how?
Too much stuff got overlooked. People seemed way too eager to jump to conclusions, and every time I was remotely insistent, I got turned down by ranking officers. People wanted to bury this thing fast. That's never a good sign.
Surely you have something more substantial than this.
Yeah, well, that's where you come in. I got a couple of leads I could never fully investigate. I started poking around, but these government-type agents just gave me the creeps. I got scared. Months away from retirement, I didn't want to fuck things up. But you obviously have the means to get to the bottom of this.
So what have you got?
First off, there's a rumor that the order to close the investigation came from higher up, maybe even outside the local department. Anything like that would have passed through Captain Penn. There might be traces of this left on his office computer.
Guess I'll have to pay a visit to the local precinct.
Well, while you're there was an officer assigned to the case, Chet Wagner. He's not what you call a choir boy. And when he suddenly got brought on the case, I got suspicious. Somebody wanted him there. And I'm pretty sure he tampered with some of the evidence. You should talk to him. Find out what he knows.
Okay, I'll have a little chat with Officer Wagner.
You'll most likely find him in the lobby. He got retrograded from his conduct, and he takes depositions now. He won't budge easily, but I'm pretty sure you can find some dirt on him on his desktop. His office is on the 3rd floor. You might find something there to help loosen up his tongue.
Anything else worth looking into?
Yeah, when the order came down to close the case, the bulk of the evidence was stashed in a storage locker. Maybe you can find some interesting stuff in there. It's on the alley right next to the station. The code is 4891. But I know an outside agency had access to that locker, so be careful.
Thanks for the heads up.
Bah, it's nothing. And, please, don't bother coming back here with details. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to help. But the less I know about this case, the better I'll feel.
That's all I need for now.
Excellent. So if you have the social enhancement perk, I think it's this one, yeah, social enhancer. I don't know for sure, but I know if you talk to him and you inquire about the other agency, he'll mention an additional locker. If you have that perk, it may convince him to give you that code to that locker. I don't have it. I don't think I have any points either, no. So, I'm not able to get that, but just something to keep in mind if you're actually going down that line. So, where we need to go now, the police station. You see also we have the main quest there as well. And we need to meet with O'Malley, that's a different quest, and locate the storage unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over here, check out the storage unit, and then come into the police station. First, which way am I facing? Actually, okay, there we go. So actually, funny story. This is not the first time that I've recorded this video. About 10 minutes or so ago, I started doing the recording. I made it all the way to the locker, and then I opened it up. Everything was fine. I was perusing through the little tablet PDA thingies there, reading off basically the basics of what they're getting at, and all of a sudden, O'Malley starts just opening up on me, shooting at me, everything, and then in turn, all of the police start shooting at me. No clue why. All I'm doing is sitting there reading a report. So I think if you read it, don't spend too much time there. I will give you the rundown as I collect the stuff, but I don't want to risk having every police officer... Seriously, everybody out here was just on my nuts about reading this thing. It felt like a conspiracy. I mean, I realize the irony of me saying that in this game, but, you know, you're not supposed to find out what happened to Megan Reed, I guess is the whole gist of what they're getting at. So, anyways, to get over there, what I had been doing is picking up a trash can. Picking up another trash can. Do want to point out, you do that, there is a stop worm right here. Oh, and one thing that I will point out that should actually help, though, pretty quickly here. If you collect those 2 trash cans, or pretty much any collection of tall things, and stack them up over here, behind the police station, so that's where it's at over there, just right over here. Behind this wall, there is a person who I believe is dead, and there's also a pocket secretary that has a code to a chop shop. I believe the code, if I remember, is 2356. I just happened to be moseying around here and found it. But that's just a little hidden, I guess, gem for you guys to get on your own time. It may actually come in handy later on. I don't know. I just do things and say things. I never look into it. So, we now have the wobbly way of getting over the fence here. And there is that jerk. I do not like him at all. So we're going to come in here real quick. We're going to read this. We're going to read this. This. Gonna read this. Alright. Okay, so that's gonna be there. We're just gonna hopefully have him ignore us. And next up, let's see how to find our way out of here. I think there's actually... I could take the sewers, but... Eh. I think actually there is a way. If I take those crates, please don't shoot at me, please don't shoot at me. If I take those crates, come in here, yes. So what we're gonna do, put this one over here. Hopefully, Jerkface won't shoot at me in the next 30 seconds. Try to be expedient. Come on, pick it up. I'm not even going to worry about the third crate. I really don't need it. And that guy is taking a piss. Wonderful. And there we go. Shut the door. And now Jerkface McGibbons won't bother me, I hope. So basically, what we're doing here is try not to get ourselves fried. If any of you have played Half-Life, the original Deus Ex, you know what we're doing. We're leapfrogging it over the electricity. Not really that difficult. I mean, you just put one in front of the other, head over. Doesn't need any deep analysis or thought. Well, you know, if he puts it at a 25-degree angle, I think he's going to be going into the late push here with a really strong position, but if he trips over those tires, man, I really don't know how his economy is going to recover. Yeah, I definitely just said that. What? What are you going to do about it? Nothing? Yeah, that's what I thought. StarCraft 2 beats Deus Ex. Check it out. Obligatory Final Fantasy victory music. Yeah, so when I did that replay, or that playing through about 15 minutes ago, I did that exact same thing. Came out here, all these guys just started laying into me. It was like, ah! My nipples! They're not supposed to get that cold. So we're going to load into the police station. And I'm actually showing the loading screens now because of that patch that they recently implemented that cuts down on the loading times from like 1:45 to like 20 seconds. So, yes, very, very doable. Alright, so this is Officer Wagner, but we're not going to talk to him just yet. We need to find out some information.
Surrounding that hostage situation in
Shut up.
has just blown through the roof. Thanks to the
well.
arrival of William Taggart.
When I said hello, I'm like, oh god! Please don't shoot me for turning the TV off. But, anyways, we need to go upstairs, talk to
Not right now.
Chet Wagner after we get some information that can incriminate him in a crime. But first, we need to talk to this guy. And I actually have written out where I tested and found the way to get this guy to work with us.
Yeah, hang on just a sec. Shit. Jensen?
Haas, surprised to see you here.
Yeah, well, I guess you're better at looking out for yourself than I am.
I don't have time for your self-pity. I need to get into the morgue.
That's it? Now, forget it. I don't know what's going on with that body down there, but my orders come from the brass. No one gets in. First thing you say to me after almost 2 years is you want something?
Should I have given you an order? You've always been very good at following those.
God damn. Where do you get off being so self-righteous? You think I like this? Look at me. From SWAT team commander to a crummy desk sergeant in the 2-bit precinct. I don't need this from you. I get enough of it at home. So either come up with something better than your usual attitude, or you can just forget it, because you came to me.
So first we're going to absolve.
Okay, look, you're angry, and you've got a right to be. I'm putting you in a bad position, but I have to get inside that morgue. I won't let it get back to you.
I'm always in a bad position. This isn't fair. Why are you doing this? Putting me between a rock and a hard place again. You want me to sacrifice my job to save your boss's ass? And if I lose my job, my life goes into the toilet. But you don't even care about that, do you?
Okay, next up we plead.
Yes, your job is at risk. Yes, you've taken the blame for what happened in the past, but look, I need your help. And it's important. You got my word, whatever happens, I'll take care of you.
Well, that might be a start. Look, I am so tired of having that incident wrapped around my throat. Yeah, I killed a kid. He was augmented. He was a threat. That's what you do. We had civilians to protect. I don't need people always second-guessing me on that.
Okay, next up, absolve.
We all make mistakes, Wayne. Nobody blames you for it. You have to believe that and forgive yourself, or you'll never put it behind you.
I'm not ready. What happened wasn't my fault. You were in command, but when they told you to take the shot, you refused. So they told me. You and we were trained to follow orders, Jensen. I couldn't say no. I wasn't strong enough. Adam, please. I need to hear you say it wasn't my fault.
And now, absolve.
Wayne, it was a bad situation. You didn't do anything wrong.
Adam, Thanks. The door's unlocked. I'll tell the guys to let you through. Now, I need to be alone for a while.
It feels like they did a really good job conveying emotion during that scene. Like, you could tell that they put a lot into making him seem like he was really depressed about it.
Jensen, right? I've heard about you.
Hello?
Yeah, you were a good cop by most accounts.
Well, she knows
But you're
what's
lucky you
what,
got
that's
out.
why.
Alright, so this is the police station, obviously. Littered around are many vents all over the place. So keep that in mind. There's also, I think, 2 ventilation systems on the roof that grant you access. So you've got your typical multiple access points.
Regardless, several violent skirmishes did break out, but no serious injuries were reported.
There are plenty of heavily armed individuals around, so generally a good idea just to keep your gun holstered. And you can also go around, check out the desk drawers. This will save us some time when we do the terrorist mission as well. I don't recommend hacking.
You're
these
saying your
computers.
neighbor knows something about these disappearances.
Yeah, one of the boys who went missing lived in my building. He used to argue a lot with my neighbor Casey.
What did they argue about?
The boy used to listen to conspiracy trash out of
Okay, and the last one. I will tell you that the police officers patrolling around here, they will open fire if they have visual confirmation that you are hacking anything. Even if you don't get, like, kicked out or caught, they will shoot you on sight. No warnings, no nothing. So watch out for that. So there's that ventilation system I was talking about.
United in their cause to find a common ground.
But for now, what we need to do is we need to go up to the 3rd floor. Get some dirt on Chet Wagner.
Held augmentation technology to the forefront.
There's also an armory located, I believe, on the 2nd floor? Question mark.
Stay here until I get some answers, kid. We're talking about some serious fucking crimes.
So you hear there's something going on in there. Really shouldn't be involved with. That's a dead end, it would appear. There's a ventilation that leads over behind that officer. So if you want to listen in, you can do that. And there's another ventilation system right there as well. You can see there's a police officer. That's a guy who's sleeping. Whoops. Alright, remember, like I said in the previous videos, always go exploring around in the ventilation systems because you can get traveler experience. So now we're in Wagner's office. Don't believe we have a code for it, so we're just going to go ahead and give it a good old hacking. This one seems pretty simple, even if it's all jumbled up. Basically, just going to get right there.
Access granted.
Alright. Well, here's the email from Detective Fred Moyes. Pretty much just trying to get some information. This looks like the thank you letter from whoever it is that asked for this guy to come on to help. One-on-one interview with Joseph Manderley. Again, he pops up. Are you retarded? Well, alright. So, it seems like he has some sort of affiliation with a drug dealer? Huh, yeah, that's definitely something we can hold over his head. As always, check the room. There's 150 credits there.
Reporting to you.
Reporting to you. And we'll just explore a tiny bit more here. Let's see. Okay, here's a pistol. Some credits. Another pistol there, actually a machine pistol. J. Alexander.
Got off the phone with a mother from Florida who confirmed what most of us already know, but I want to...
Whoops, did not mean to do that. I did not mean to click on that.
Access granted.
At least we got a nuke virus, so that's good. Some information on your DB friends. Start some of the gas in a storage unit on the row. Looks like the lieutenant that's got the shotgun has a code to access it. Okay. Looks like this one's just fluff. Oh, it's funny because there's radio shows on like that right now. Find it quite interesting that they do such a good job incorporating real-life conspiracy discussions and the like. Do a pretty good job establishing the setting. So next up, we need to get in here. You see there's a vent. That's what I would suggest taking. So actually not anymore. We're not shutting that. Now, again, I'm not exploring the entire police office complex. Or actually, I would highly suggest you do so. I will probably do so after the conclusion of this video. Pretty much just because it involves a lot of running around, looking in nooks and crannies, and finding all sorts of stuff. But I will leave that for you to discover all the joys that are contained within. This looks like a mildly complex system. Basically go here, here, here. Alright.
Access granted.
Okay. Here's an email from Joseph Manderley basically saying that the person in the morgue was classified as ultraviolet, and I guess that means not to be touched. And here's a complaint from the medical examiner that he can't do his job. Here's the basic background information regarding Zeke Sanders. And we got another level up. Ding! And this is an order from Joseph Manderley saying that the police officer, or the police station, must close the Seraph Industries case. Well, what in the world could that mean? Why would somebody from presumably Homeland Security want an investigation to be stopped on an unprecedented corporate attack? The plot thickens. Dear sirs, the plot thickens. Is it gonna reach it? Is it gonna reach it?
Access
Oh,
granted.
there we go. So you can deactivate that and it will kill this laser system that was right here, giving you access to, I believe, the armory. So there's another 100 XP right there. Yes, this is the armory. and I don't have the hacking required to actually get into that. It takes hacking level 3 or 4, I believe. But, yeah, this gives you a good vantage point for coming in and doing a lethal, or a non-lethal takedown of the armory officer, who would otherwise alert a alarm. So we'll go back around here. And I believe this is where you can listen to the interrogation. After this, we'll come back. We'll head back down. Yeah, these guys are, looks like they're quiet right now. Interesting. So we'll head back. We've got everything we need to confront Chet Wagner. And also the information from Captain Penn. And of course, for when you do the morgue, the main quest, it's just keep going downstairs.
No traffic.
Yeah? What do you want?
Information.
Then go bother the receptionist, Chrome Boy, instead of wasting my goddamn time.
Not that kind of information. I want to know about the Seraph Industries case.
Ha ha! And I want a blowjob and a vintage 05 Bard GT, so I guess we both keep on dreaming. Huh, metalhead?
I know you handled the critical evidence linked to the case, and I want to know about it.
First off, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And second, even if I did, what makes you think I give a shit about what you want? Now, I strongly suggest you take your high-tech, toaster-looking ass out of my way before I handle you.
Strong words. You're a real poet. Tell me, is that how you plan to handle the judge when they prosecute you for perjury, possession, and intent to distribute?
What the hell are you babbling about, Chrome Boy?
Funny story. There's this guy, Blaine Lopez, deals dope near City Airport. A real scumbag. You know him? Because I have a nice little chat record between him and you. So you want to go to jail? Or you want to tell me what I want to know?
How the hell do you... Shit, man. Now listen, I just did what was asked of me. I didn't have a choice.
Talk.
Okay, look. I just came in one morning and there was an email with my new assignment in it. Official business. But there were also specific instructions. I had to check out the lab for footage from an Intellicam. They told me to take it and leave it near a garbage can somewhere near the lake.
What was on it?
Well, it's not crystal clear, but mainly it shows the boys who attacked Seraph as they were breaching the labs. And it looked like they were bringing something in with them. Impossible to tell what.
Who asked you to do this?
You think I know? Orders are orders around here. They always come from above. And nobody asks questions. You just do what they say, and you hope you don't end up like Secretary Haas over there.
All right. Well, I would say we're okay to return to Cassandra Reed, who I believe is hanging out in our apartment complex. So what we'll do to finish up this video, we'll go turn in the quest, and we'll give you a tour of the apartment really quick. I believe it's just across the way here. Let's see. Oh, no, it's a little ways away. So we go out here. Follow the road where there are no cars currently actually running, which I think is funny. You can throw trash cans at cars and it'll set off the alarm. Completely random and useless fact, but hey, something to help out. Next mission, or next video, we're going to be infiltrating over there. That is a doozy.
Welcome to the Detroit Live.
And yep, that's actually right. Hidden areas do actually give a decent amount of experience. It's pretty substantial.
Have you found anything? Please, I've got to know what really happened to Megan.
I've investigated all of Detective Chase's leads. You were right. Something was off with Megan's case.
So, what did you find?
Someone in the government, a man named Manderley, ordered that a specially appointed medical examiner perform the autopsy. He bypassed the local ME. Simply put, that's not a good sign.
It sure doesn't sound good.
There were only 3 people who got out of the labs alive. Me and 2 others. One died in the hospital a few days later. The second one, a lab tech, was ready to give a detailed description of what he saw. Funny thing is, by the time the investigators got to him, he couldn't remember a thing.
You sound like you don't believe that.
I don't. Not from the reports I've read. I think someone got to him first. An officer assigned to the case was asked to get rid of a major piece of evidence. Footage from one of our intellicams showed fuzzy images of the attackers bringing something inside the labs.
What? What were they bringing in?
I don't know. But for someone higher up to want that evidence gone, it must have been important. I got my hand on a test report that confirms what was bothering Chase. The attackers used excessive measures to make bodies and equipment unidentifiable.
Oh my God, Megan. What do you make of this, Adam?
I don't know exactly. I guess the idea was to leave no traces, no DNA evidence that would link back to them. But it just seems a bit too convenient.
So what you're telling me is we couldn't find anything conclusive?
No, I'm sorry. But one thing's for sure. Somebody's been hard at work covering up and destroying evidence related to this case. Somebody with power, who wanted to erase anything that might have made the investigation linger. I'm sorry, Cassandra. I wish I had more tangible answers to give you.
It's all right, Adam. I'm sure you did all you could. At least now I know my instincts were right. And, do you know exactly how Megan died?
I read the reports. She didn't suffer, Cassandra. I can promise you that.
Thank you, Adam. It's not much, but it still brings me some comfort. I miss her so much.
Don't worry, Cassandra. This is not over. I don't know how or when, but I will get to the bottom of this.
I knew I was right to trust you, Adam. But please, be careful. It's strange. I thought knowing what really happened would make me feel better. But nothing will ever justify this. My daughter is gone, and I'll never get her back. I wish I could be sure she gets justice.
Trust me, she will.
There we go. So you see we've had a little bit of vandalism here. We'll head up to our apartment real quick now that we have turned in the quest. Show you around, and then we shall conclude the video. We had a really sweet lightning storm last night. And, yeah, random elevator effects.
Welcome home, Mr. Jensen.
Oh, man. It's funny. Oh, no, maybe it was a different save. These different saves I keep referring to. I went and didn't do, like, a bunch of missions and stuff, but I just went and explored Detroit, and I found my apartment. One of the things I did, just to see if the game would do anything, was I picked up every single cardboard box and put it out of the room. So that way the room was like way empty, and there's Fort Boxville over there in the front, on my front porch, so to speak. And of course, there's this. There's a code for it somewhere. I don't know where it's at.
Access granted.
And of course, you can spot things and stuff. All kinds of useful goodies there. And you see where there's lots of diagrams related to augmentations. Same here, even a drink holder. A couple tools that I'm not quite sure fit into this era, but I'm sure he has a reasoning. It's like a purchase order or something like that. Hey, the elephant clock. And finally, we have the home computer, which we will also use next video as well. So that's going to conclude this broadcast. Thank you guys again. That's totally a sandwich, by the way. Thank you again for watching. As always, if you can do me a favor and thumbs up the video, and also if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please do so. That helps me out a lot. So anyways, spread the word. Deus Ex 3, or I'm sorry, Deus Ex Human Revolution is awesome. Let's call it 3 because it's the third game to release with that name. But yep, it's awesome. Spread the word about it. Get people to buy it, purchase it, play it, and we'll have a Deus Ex party. Alright guys, see you next video.